Yo, what is good, my anime faithful? What is good, yo? Guys, plunderers. Holy, um, yeah, let's talk about these aces and just exactly what they can do and what they're capable of now that we have more information on them. Holy crap. Okay, so with the aces, we learn some significant information. Not only are they ridiculously broken and have ways of just being ridiculously broken, we get to see them at their best this week. Well, almost their best. I feel like this is still not even scratching the surface of probably what they can do at the end of the day. So we'll definitely have to see on that front, like where that's going. But as of right now, I do believe this is one of the sicker things we've seen in this show when it comes down to uh, what in the world is going to be coming towards the future of all this stuff. So, one of the things that we see, and one of the things we can pretty much guarantee that's going to happen, is the fact that one of our characters, or Lich, I should say, is really suffering from some ridiculous stuff that we'll definitely probably learn a lot more about sooner than later. But to just see for a second what it looked like for him to be in the war, like what War Lich looked like, and that he has pretty much a different personality. They all have all the aces have multiple personalities, so they can tap into more power supposedly. So the perfect example is this weird storytelling at the end of the episode of the turtle, and the hare. Um, that just being the case of why was the turtle capable of catching the hare? How was that possible? And with the way this was talked about, really, um, it was nice. It was a nice change of pace to see what they were going with this. And straight up, the wizard shows up to the turtle, gives him power, and the turtle the turtle actually kills the hare. So in this world, wizards are pretty bored, so much so that they'll just go ahead and give a slow turtle the power to be able to take out its foes. Which, I mean, it's not that surprising because, I mean, we've seen some pretty crazy stuff like hands coming out of the ground to, pretty much hold you down and keep you hostage type of deals. And then we got the case of different types of aces that are still out there, probably that we haven't even met yet. There's just a lot of things we can add up in this show, um, of problems for our characters of just what I see coming in the future, man. So I'm looking forward to seeing what all of these other aces bring to the table. But the best part of it, like I was saying with the hare and the wizard or whatever, is the fact that this guy who is calling himself the wizard of this story, or he's waiting for his turtle to come back, and supposedly he gave the same type of way of fighting and thinking to someone else, and I think that someone else is Lich. Um, I mean, it wasn't confirmed, but why would the turtle be wearing a mask just like how Lich does? And, he just so happens to say that I may have gave him powers to quote unquote be able to take out whoever he needed to take out. Um, these are the types of things in anime that really go above and beyond sometimes when they set up everything, because not only did they say Lich has multiple personalities, but this girl states that this personality is named, the same name as the same name as the person that Lich, the person that Lich is supposedly going out and fighting, has the same name as him, and uh, that's where everything kind of comes into this weird light. All of a sudden, is why is Lich's personality the same personality or the same person as this person we're about to take out? You know, why is it that they pretty much have a perfect in sync name, or when he becomes this guy, that's just what happens, or whatever the case is. So that's interesting to me as a whole, is where they're going to take that narrative of the story. Is Lich has a second personality, and that second personality is an actual like person out there, or at least this person who has this name is someone completely different than how we know Lich to be. So that in itself was surprising to me, just to see that little twist that they put on there. Other than that, though, I feel relatively this show is going in a direction that's kind of obvious. Like I didn't expect Lich to take out his old subordinate. I didn't expect Jail to be dead, and both of those things happened. So it's one of those shows now where I'm kind of predicting stuff and they're coming true. So it's like, okay, so the show's not as brutal as I imagined it to be, but that could just be to save face for this week's episodes and make sure, not a lot of people are getting bopped right off the bat. But if you're going to threaten them in a situation where they should pretty much be dead, for instance, getting shot straight through the chest, and then still somehow coming back and showing us that this man, Jail, was holding. Like, that's the thing about this show. Everybody seems to be holding back. No one seems to really show their true hand in this show yet. That is kind of a problem, but at the same time, it's cool because it just goes to show you that even towards the end of the show, we should be expecting people to be holding back, people to have some type of trump cards up their sleeves or something along those lines. So it's not bad per se. It's just it just feels kind of obvious, I guess you can say. Like, every battle is probably going to be a lot more intense than we thought they were going to be initially, because we can now concur that even someone like Jail was holding back, where he had another glove that he pulls out and he goes even higher in his power level, in his number level, right? So it's those types of things in the show that should continuously be interesting if they continue to do that. Or once we know their true strengths and they're kind of capped out, then we'll know that something's, then they know that's a problem's coming. Someone's about to get bopped because we're using everything to our disposal and still can't do anything, or something along those lines, right? So Plunderer is looking like a really good show. I don't know about anyone else, but if you saw the previews, it looks like it's going to be relatively relaxing and R&R type of episode, which is definitely needed after what just happened. We also know that Lich was kind of in there in the grand scheme of his mind, and when this personality, quote unquote, takes over, excuse me, I just got the hiccups out of nowhere. When this new personality takes over, he's not completely gone, right? Like, he's not just disappearing and his mind doesn't exist anymore. It's more or less he is in a situation where he just can't be in full control of his ability to fight. So now when he needs to fight, his friends can't even be around him. His friends need to clear space, and that's the crazy part about this week's episode, is everybody was seen as an enemy, if need be. And because of that, you do not want to be in his way. You do not want to get found in a bad position against him. So like I've been saying, Plunderers is looking really good. I definitely love the fact that they put so much effort into certain like aspects of this fight. Like you could just look at this episode and be like, okay, they really wanted us to see just what they're capable of when it comes down to this stuff. So let me know if you're still keeping up with it, if you have any gripes with this show or this week's episode in general. I was looking for another mission I needed to complete just to throw it in the background, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to find it. But yeah, everybody, I hope you're having an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case may be when you're watching this. I'm your boy, the Anime G, and I found the mission. It's just too late. So with all that being said, though, take care and peace.